It's on you, nephew. Take that top card. When I die, I want my last words to be, I did it.
Fully coexist.
There's no dream of making an album with Biggie and Puffy or none of them. We're not sweating it like that.
This is our family
We
over
peacefully
here.
coexist right now.
Oh wait, maybe I said that shit to my brother because he got Tupac killed.
So some new reports are circulating that some dudes tried to jump 50 Cent after he performed at Usher and Chris Brown's show in New Jersey. And allegedly, Diddy and Snoop Dogg are behind this attack. What's crazy is this comes just a couple of weeks after Diddy's lawyer publicly accused 50 of stealing footage for his documentary, Sean Combs' The Reckoning. So the timing's definitely suspicious. And then you also got people saying Snoop is basically Diddy's guy on the outside, like he's still checking in with him and keeping him posted on what's going on out here. But here's where it gets really messy. Apparently, 50 and Eminem are working on a new documentary about Tupac's death that could involve both Diddy and Snoop, which means both of them now have a reason to silence 50. But come on, trying to jump 50? Is that really the move? Do they even know who's got his back? Because if anything, this is just gonna make him go harder. So when that documentary finally does drop, and it sounds like it's coming, it's gonna get ugly.
Like imagine my man is over here, I'm gonna go pull up on him, and you go over there and then you run right into somebody who got a problem with you. And you're all off balance because you weren't prepared, and then you have problems. That's why I don't usually associate. If a person's on the gate, I kind of put them on the other side, so I don't leave myself vulnerable.
All right, so nobody from 50's camp has confirmed any of this yet, but it's being alleged on social media that somebody tried to get at 50 after his appearance at that Chris Brown and Usher show. So here's what went down. Last Friday, 50 did a whole 2-stadium run across New York and Jersey, and ended the night with a surprise appearance at MetLife. He brought out Tony Yayo and Uncle Murda, and they did a 5-minute mashup of Get Rich or Die Tryin'. However, after 50 got off stage, there was allegedly an incident with some shady-looking dudes who were waiting around and trying to get close to him. Now, we don't know exactly what went down, but 50's people reportedly reacted quickly and shut it down before things escalated. But now the story's taken another turn because there are different theories floating around about who's really behind this. And some people are saying this could all be connected to 50's beef with Diddy. Diddy's reportedly still mad about that documentary and all that secret footage 50 was able to get his hands on. And apparently, Diddy's been plotting his revenge on 50 ever since the documentary came out. But there's another angle here. Some sources are saying this might also have to do with this rumored new Tupac project 50 is working on. 50 and Eminem have reportedly joined forces to do a multi-part docuseries about Tupac's. And now we're hearing certain industry people are getting nervous, including both Diddy and Snoop Dogg. Because if this documentary comes out, you know Diddy's name is going to be in it. Eminem already said publicly he believes Diddy is responsible for Pac's death. Back in 2018, M dropped his diss track Kill Shot, aimed at Machine Gun Kelly, who was signed under Diddy's label Bad Boy Records at the time. And M raps, "Kells, the day you put out a hit is the day Diddy admits that he put the hit out that got Pac." So after Kill Shot dropped, Joe Budden claimed that Diddy was furious, and allegedly he wanted to do something to M. Joe said, "Eminem's wild. This is bigger than rap. I'm getting out of there because I'm afraid." You just have to question why people do things sometimes. But then Eminem took it even further and started dissing Diddy on multiple tracks. On his 2024 album, The Death of Slim Shady, M again brought up those rumors about Diddy's alleged role in both Tupac and Biggie's deaths. And on the track Fuel, he raps, "Notorious B.I.G.'s death was the domino effect of Tupac's like facial tissue. Whose clock should I clean next? Puff's? Till he's in police handcuffs, guilty. Will he step up?" Now here's the part people forget. This is very personal for Eminem, because he wasn't just a regular Tupac fan. He was close to Tupac's mother, Afeni, and Afeni believed M was one of the few artists who truly understood her son and his enemies.
I always knew that Tupac was talented and creative. But the other thing I always knew was the weight that he carried.
Now, according to people close to M, Afeni believed Diddy was just a tool used by powers that be to destroy Tupac's movement. Remember, Afeni wasn't just Tupac's mom. She was a Black Panther who went toe-to-toe with the FBI and beat federal conspiracy charges while she was pregnant with Pac.
If the people want me to go on trial, I'm ready to stand trial for the people. You know, I feel like I haven't done anything. committed any crimes against the people, and if the people want to put me on trial, I say right on to that.
Afeni saw how the government infiltrates movements, manipulates culture, and uses black gatekeepers as tools. Afeni also reportedly told Eminem that Diddy had state protection, and she wasn't speaking in metaphors. She meant it literally. See, Tupac was being watched closely by the feds for years. However, Afeni believed the surveillance didn't stop even after Pac's death, and she told Eminem she suspected Diddy's rise wasn't just about talent or timing, it was about access. She claimed Diddy had deep connections with certain law enforcement figures who were present in New York when Tupac was shot at the Quad Studios in 1994, and these same figures later appeared linked to his in Vegas. One of these people was former NYPD detective Derek Parker, known as the hip-hop cop, and Parker was very close to Diddy back then. However, he's been trying to hide this ever since all those allegations surfaced, and he even deleted all photos of him and Diddy from his socials. Now, what's really sketchy is that Derek was in Las Vegas after the Tupac and also in LA when Biggie was down. And many believe he was there on Diddy's behalf as a Fed informant. But it wasn't just Derek. Diddy also had close ties to two other crooked NYPD cops, David Mack and Kevin Gaines. And get this, Mack and Gaines were pictured at the scene of Biggie's in 1997. So when Afeni met with Eminem shortly before her death, she reportedly gave him all this information. She believed Diddy, LAPD, and NYPD were all involved in both Tupac and Biggie's deaths. And she also showed Em a letter Tupac wrote just weeks before he died, where he warned he was being set up by someone. Now, if Eminem decided to put all this in a documentary, this could open a whole can of worms and expose multiple people who plotted against Tupac. And this brings me to Snoop Dogg. Stories about Snoop being an industry snake and a gatekeeper have been around since the 90s, and several eyewitnesses confirmed he was moving funny after he and Tupac fell out. What's crazy is that just days before Tupac's death, Snoop did an interview where he said he had no issues with Biggie or Diddy, despite them being in a war with Tupac at the time.
I love Biggie Smalls. He's an artist that I listen to his music, I love his work. There's no beef, it's nothing personal. I don't hate him and I don't disrespect him, and I love what he do, you know what I'm saying? And it's just me, I'm just a smooth, peaceful individual.
Now, a lot of people who were close to Pac have said Snoop was high-key jealous, and he believed Tupac came in and stole his shine at death row. Napoleon talked about this recently on The Art of Dialogue, and when they asked him about Snoop claiming he never liked Hit 'Em Up, Napoleon said Snoop only started saying that after Tupac's death.
He didn't, you know what I mean? He never expressed that. You know, you got videos of him on stage with Pac rapping Hit 'Em Up, and he's rapping the lyrics right along with him. You know what I mean? So it's strange now that all these things are coming out and he say he didn't like Hit 'Em Up, you know what I mean? And everybody have their opinion. Even if he didn't like Hit 'Em Up back then, no problem, he have his opinion, but that wasn't the case. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? He was expressing his love for Hit 'Em Up. He was in the studio bopping his head. He was on the stage.
And then Low MB, a member of the group OFTB who was signed to Death Row, confirmed this and claimed that Snoop was jealous of Tupac's popularity. According to Low, Snoop just couldn't stomach how Tupac was running the game and soaking up all the love everywhere he went.
Pac was slowly but surely, you could say, taking over because he the hottest thing smoking right now. Snoop is cool, but he ain't got no new record. Tupac got all new coming right. It's hitting you all upside your head right now. So he the hardest thing smoking. So now the tension is getting a little heavy between Snoop and Tupac. Something like everybody's like bickering over their little, throwing their tantrums about whatever they mad about, which all of it still pertain to everybody want to come out. But ain't nobody got no data, know when they gonna ever come out and is they gonna ever come out. So it's a lot of tension. And the only thing that's every time you turn around, they flood. That's all you hear is all the eyes on me. And it's a Tupac mania. It's beautiful because we had everything, but we still got the tension in the room because everybody wanna be blowing up. So, everybody liking it, but then again, they ain't.
Real talk, man. Do you think Snoop felt the type of way about Tupac and the success he was having?
Yeah, of course. Of course, man. You the top man. You built Death Row. And now you gotta get in line. Come on, man. How else you gonna feel?
But does this mean Snoop was actually involved in Pac's death? Well, we can't make that claim. However, what we do know is that Snoop might have had foreknowledge of the plot. And this actually came from Warren G., who was with Snoop the night Pac was. Warren said Snoop came to his place in LA instead of going to Las Vegas with Tupac and Suge Knight like he initially planned. According to Warren, Snoop was supposed to go to Vegas for the Mike Tyson fight, but he changed his mind last minute and stayed in LA instead. And get this, Warren said Snoop had a Nextel walkie-talkie and was getting live updates about what was going on in Vegas.
So I had my house, you know, I had a house to myself. Like, kid, I'm a bachelor. What's up, Snoop? Come over.
Right.
You know, I'm just over here watching the fight. I'm gonna invite a gang of people over. We're gonna barbecue. He was like, F that shit. I'm going to Vegas with Tupac and them. They going out to. He pulled up. He surprised me.
I said peanut butter interior in a rhyme and just wanted to I ain't bite your shit. Go ahead.
He straight surprised. He straight surprised me. And so he came and hung with me, hung out. He let me drive that, and we just having a good time, barbecuing, having fun. And the fight was coming on. He came with me for the fight instead of going to Vegas.
So he never went to Vegas.
He never went. The Nextel back then. Remember the motherfucker?
Yeah.
I don't know what kind of Nextel he had, but he could go that whatever it was hitting him all the way from what was going on from Vegas. Wow. So they was like, we could hear it. And then he started getting calls and they was telling him that Tupac got and da-da-da-da-da. So Snoop, I kicked everybody out. Get the out of here, everybody, get out of here. And then he took off. That's when he went to Vegas to go see him, to get out there to see what was going on, and that's when he went out there and when he went to...
Now, according to some other industry insiders, Snoop was scared for his own life, so he was trying to distance himself from Tupac and that whole East Coast-West Coast beef to save his own neck. However, Jaguar Wright claimed it was deeper than that. She said Snoop may have even helped set up the situation that led to Tupac's... And Jag even claimed that Snoop's name will definitely get brought up in the Keefe D trial.
The discovery hearing is coming up. State's going to present their evidence. I would not be surprised if Snoop's name gets mentioned.
Now, you heard Warren G say Snoop went to Vegas to visit Tupac in the hospital. However, no one actually saw Snoop in the hospital. In fact, Danny Boy claimed Snoop never visited Pac while he was in there fighting for his life.
Everybody else when those people came, I think a lot of people came like right when they found out Pac was either dying and I didn't know about it, so to say, or they showed up. A lot of people showed up the day of him passing. But I can't say that it was a lot of death row people or death row artists. And then, anybody could argue the fact, well, I wasn't there 24 hours a day. But, Snoop Dogg showing up at a hospital where Tupac is lying sick, where the pictures at? Ain't no pictures, nothing.
Basically, if you ask any of the artists who were around at the time, they'll tell you Snoop never cared for Pac. He thought Pac was going to be under him once he came to death row, but instead, Pac became the main artist. And then you seriously got to question a man's character, who can continue to lie decades later and hang out with the same person everyone was saying ordered the hit on Tupac. Because Snoop didn't distance himself from Diddy after Pac's death. In fact, they became even closer.
Sundays, baby. The Snoop Dogg edition. 500 not enough. Get 100. Get a bill. Oh. Snoop Dogg edition, nigga. The 70s style, boy. Hold on. Hold this. I got you. Go ahead. Lock out on this. Oh, he locked out on like that? Oh, he locked it. See, that's 70s locking right there. That's locking. That's called pop locking. That's locking right there.
Over the years, Snoop and Diddy were often seen hanging out together at different events, and apparently, Snoop's kids are close friends with Diddy's sons.
Hey, dog, what about the Lakers?
We do agree on. Yeah. They don't like Boston, man. That's one thing about us, man. We don't like Boston, man.
That's what we gonna go to the game and bring this thing on home. We the good luck charm.
Yes, sir.
Connect the dots. That's right. We see y'all. Yeah, that's right. Game 7. That's what's up.
Snoop also stayed quiet on all those allegations about Diddy, and Suge Knight claimed this is because Snoop knew exactly what Diddy was doing behind the scenes the whole time.
I don't care if it's T.I., I don't care if it's Rick Ross, I don't care if it's Jay, I don't care if it's Snoop, I don't care if it's Game, I don't care if it's Dre. Nobody's stepping up on the fact that you know what's going on.
Nobody's
That's not
defending him.
nothing new. You
You're
had
right.
guys at Interscope.
You're right.
Okay.
Nobody is defending him, but that's why I was interested in hearing your perspective.
So now you got a lot of fans saying they're glad Snoop's finally getting exposed, and they're patiently waiting for that 50 and Eminem Tupac project. On top of that, you got Keefe D's trial coming up, and Diddy getting closer to his release date. A lot's going on right now, and let's just hope we can finally get some real answers about Tupac's death. But I want to hear your thoughts on all this. Do you really think Diddy or Snoop had something to do with that alleged attack on 50? And what do you think about 50 and Eminem putting together a doc on Pac's murder? Drop your thoughts in the comments, and I'll catch you in the next one.